Isla Bryson is the person who's currently behind bars for 2 rapes. Isla Bryson, though, of course, was not born Isla Bryson. Isla Bryson was born a man, Adam Graham, and certainly was a man when he married Shona Graham, who said that this whole thing is a sham, and he was certainly a man when he committed rape. Does he have any business being behind bars in a women's prison?
Absolutely not. This is an appalling decision and it's a travesty. And we have a group of women in that prison in Scotland who can't leave. We're sometimes told, well, if women don't like it, they can go elsewhere. But these are women who can't go elsewhere. They're sent there by the state, and it is totally, absolutely wrong that this person is being put in there with them, even in isolation, even in a separate unit. Rapists should never, ever be in a woman's prison.
I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? We're often told, well, these rapists, they're being held in separate isolation units, but they are able to go into, the showers at the same time. We've certainly seen cases that have come to court. People always say, this will never happen. Literally, these cases come to court. It's not hearsay. Numerous cases, indeed, where women have been sexually assaulted by male prisoners held behind bars on the auspices that they are trans. And we see again and again, these are not people living with gender dysphoria with a gender recognition certificate who have then committed a sex assault on a woman. We are talking about men who commit crimes as men, because that's what they are, and then later, when charged or after they've been convicted and are already behind bars, say, oh, actually, turns out I've been living in the wrong body all this time and I'm actually a woman, and getting transferred into women's prisons. This is making a mockery of, I would say, not just a prison system and of women's rights and safety. It's making a mockery of trans people who genuinely have gender dysphoria or genuinely just want to just live their lives quietly, getting on, wearing what they want as you choose and calling themselves what they want, but are not a risk to anybody. They're no way are sexual deviants, but just simply just living their own lives quietly. This is making a mockery of people like you.
Well, absolutely. It brings trans rights into disrepute. When these, I would say, ludicrous ideas that we can choose our legal sex by ticking a form, when this was first suggested, I objected 6 years ago, and I was told that men wouldn't do that, would they? Well, men are doing it, and it's clear they're doing it. And anybody who thinks otherwise is hopelessly naive or it should not be making policy, certainly, if they think that men would not take advantage of a situation where a rapist can choose to go into a women's prison.
Yeah. But it is extraordinary. A recent report by the Scottish Prison Service says there were 11 trans women and 5 trans men in Scottish prisons at the end of June 22. 6 of those trans women, i.e. men, are being held in men's prisons, 5 held in women's prisons. We understand that figure is the same today. But it's more than are being held in England. And England's got a population hugely more than Scotland. Do you think Nicola Sturgeon is going to be forced into reneging on this? Because this ultimately does come back to her gender recognition reforms, which basically allow anybody to just say, oh, I'm a woman, or oh, I'm a man, after a few months or a few weeks, and with no medical intervention or health advice at all, and to be able to do this.
Well, Scotland's gone completely down this line that we can choose our sex, which is very different to England and Wales. And interestingly, in England and Wales, the prison service put out a bulletin yesterday saying that what happened in Scotland would not happen in England.
But it has been happening in England.
This would not happen in England. So a distinction's made between Scotland and England. And Nicola Sturgeon has to make a decision. Either she has to do things the English way, or she has to continue with these policies that are putting women in Scotland at risk.
Yeah, or she could just understand basic biological reality, as you and I both do. Debbie Hayton, always good to have you on the show. Thank you.